here we go, Freya team on the brand new Demonic Beast battle. Now, this one is all pre-recorded. I honestly thought it'd take a little bit longer. The first floor with this team is an absolute breeze. I got through that one. I usually get through that one the first attempt, but I actually managed to get through both floors first attempt. So this one could have been a live recording, but it is what it is. I still have yet to try out the third floor, but typical, this is going to be the starting hand I use for the first phase. Every single time getting this Elizabeth ultimate is super important. It just allows you to keep your team alive. It allows you to start cycling out the other ultimates. And then with this team, the biggest thing we're going to be looking for is to keep that elite ultimate cycled. I still have yet to try out the third floor for this Demonic Beast battle. I'm looking to kind of go ahead and grind the Skull and Hardy card first, and then depending on how good the new character look is in next week's update, depending on whether or not they're for the activity as well, we'll see how things are. But other than this, going for the ultimate, throwing out the elite cards, usually you wouldn't get the merger there, so you'd have to use a full hand of her cards. It doesn't matter too much what you use for the final card. I'd usually recommend the Freya card so we can start building up her Holy Relic. If you guys don't know, she needs to attack up to 5 times for her to get her full stats, and then she does really good damage there. So Freya's been an absolute blessing. I have had to build her gear up a little bit more. She does struggle to tank just a bit. And then to the end of today's video, I'll go ahead and show the gear sets, all that kind of stuff, because initially I was having a bit of trouble getting them to go for the elite. Sometimes they still even end up going for Freya, and very rarely the Elizabeth. You barely ever, I don't think you ever see them attack the Mael. But one thing as well that we're going to be looking for throughout these first couple floors is building up the Pierce card of Freya's. Obviously, moving into that final phase, we need the gold one, or even just a couple extra cards if we can't get the gold one, just as many Pierce cards as we can get to try and go ahead and remove as much of that gauge as possible. But make the mistake, in this first floor on the first phase, the ultimate will actually go ahead and remove any buffs you have. So I fall for that one. Common mistake I usually end up doing just because none of the other floors actually go ahead and do that. Oh, sorry, not the, ultimate. I was going to say, I thought it was the ultimate, but wasn't 100% there, but yes, you see we lose the buffs there. And then we're back to having to grind up that elite ultimate. So go ahead and use our ultimate. We have a really good hand when it comes to the offensive side of things, but yeah, really just trying to think of what I end up doing. My Mael as well is also built with a couple crit chance rolls. 3 out of his 5 pieces on the bracer are crit chance, so that leads to him having an extra 13.5 crit chance. For Demonic Beast battle, I should probably make him another bracer just with the full attack. Majority of the time I use Mael, it's in PvP, and then I feel like he still is really good having that extra crit chance. It helps him out, so I don't feel like it was a bad decision, but in content like this on the second floor, you'll definitely see in that final phase, there's 2 near-death attempts which were completely saved just by the fact that I ended up getting a little bit better RNG in the next couple turns. But we pop the elite ultimate. Freya's only 1/6, so we kind of use that ultimate to push us into the next phase. And then with one of these next cards, I haven't been keeping count, but she should be at her full passive. I really hope she releases on next week's banner, because man, I would kill for some dupes in her. I'm definitely not going to go a second rotation in the banner or anything like that to get dupes, but would be nice to have her around 3/6. I feel like 3/6 is kind of the mark where certain characters' ultimates are good enough to use in other activities. We get the extra Pierce card there with the Freya single target card via her Holy Relic. She's able to remove the Grey stances that he has, so we go ahead and use those. Don't remove the third one. By the third turn, he'll go ahead and have an actual counter come up, so you want to keep one for that. And then if you actually go ahead and remove the third one, he will get a attack buff, so not wanting to deal with that either. Other than that though, we move through this phase pretty quickly. A lot of it's just going to be building up in these first 2. I would definitely say this team's better than the older team we have. I wish I had the patience and the time to go ahead and grind up that Skull and Hardy card, but if only it was the one card, I'd be a lot better if it was just the one card. I'd probably just go ahead and try and smash it out, but the chance of me getting a card and then getting the same one again, like I get 2 Skull cards instead of a Skull and Hardy, would absolutely destroy me. I'd be so annoyed with myself. But yeah, there's a couple times where I play this one a little bit slower. Go ahead and use the Mael, and then, yeah, merge that one there. That's going to leave him on just a slither of HP, I could imagine, which will leave us another turn to kind of make sure we have the attack cards we need to go into the final phase. So yeah, just leaving that one there. And should I go ahead and build that attack bracer? I don't have a crazy amount of anvils at this point in time, but this is going to be the turn where he gets up the counter. That one's only in the second floor though, so with this, you can really go ahead and do whatever you want. I like getting attacked a lot here, which is definitely what you want to see. You could go ahead and put Tarmiel Grace on the Freya, but it's not something you want to do. You want to have the Sariel Grace on her. You want her to be getting that maximum damage, but was gonna say, I didn't think I used the Freya card to move us into the next phase. I actually don't remember what I ended up doing here. Do I? Okay, so we use that to get the Elite Ultimate. We need the Elite Ultimate to go into the final phase, and then we can finish off with the single target card. But yeah, still very, very difficult content. There we go, get him going there. Having that Abyss on Freya is very, very handy. There we go, get the passives. One thing as well, passives don't move over to the next floor of the Demonic Beast, so it's just a temporary thing. We end up getting another Pierce card here. In this final phase, all you really want to focus on doing is removing that gauge on the left-hand side. There's a graph that I could probably put up on screen of what kind of cards do the certain percentages. Pierce cards, however, do a lot extra, so the level 3 giving us the 50% there, and then we want to use the level 2, and then the level 1 Pierce card once again. Here we go. Man, I bring that up there. The thing that brings up the video that I watch it through has changed since I updated my computer. I really need to go ahead and revert that back to the old one, but ultimates as well do a good percent. I don't think I'm going to go ahead and let any ultimates rip in this turn, just because we want as much HP as possible. Let's see. Yeah, it's just playing it really, really slow that turn, just trying to make as much time as possible. Here's the ultimate in this one. It would have been nice if I could have potentially not taken the hit from the ultimate, but I'm guessing what I'm going to end up doing is just trying to survive through this one. With, it's not saying I expect everyone to have, but with the 12 million CC buff, there's 1 or 2 times in these runs where I end up just surviving, and could partially be due to that. It definitely helps out with that. So we go Pierce card, that one there. And then I could go ahead and kill in this turn, but yeah, we want to use the Elizabeth card first, get ourselves to full HP, and then move over to the second floor. But I'm not going to try and ramble on about how to do this phase too much more. It gets a little bit more difficult in the second floor, and then the third floor. I don't know, I've seen it's a lot, it looks easier on the third floor. It's mainly just that first phase that I'm kind of troubled with and don't want to spend the time learning. I don't know, I may go ahead and try and do that one. Look at how well we're tanking. Jesus, man. I still have to 15% Freya, but I'm sure if I still had the 11 mil box CC buff, that Freya probably would have ended up dying there, because I've also got... do you get defense with the 12 million? I think you do. There we go. Full heal. We throw off the Freya ultimate, we throw off the Maya ultimate, and then we move into the second floor. So very, very nice there. Really hoping they release some cool Holy Relics with the next update as well. Maybe an Esterosa Holy Relic for the Berserk Esterosa. Revive the demon team a little bit. Would be sick. There we go. Oh damn, look at the characters not showing up. Yeah. Sweet, moving on to the second phase. But yeah, I'm really surprised that I actually ended up beating both of these first. Usually there'd be a little cut there between the run where I actually get it and the run that I don't get it. But god damn, man. Team is just too strong. Mael is way too much fun. I just got done recording a PvP video as well, using the demon team with Mael Grace. But man, he is a problem. That's for sure. He is 100% a problem. Going into the first floor of this phase, a little bit different. We're going to still be going for the Elizabeth ultimate, but instead of using the buff cancel, because we'd end up removing the blue buff, which gives the boss all of his defense stats and gives him his attack buff, going to be using a heal card as well. So probably didn't need to be full HP going into this phase, but if you end up finishing the first floor and then, you know, you have a little bit of missing HP, you can still get that back through the heal card, which is very, very nice. I should probably go ahead and grind up King Holy Relic for the Fat King so I can use it as association, but I don't think there's ever any time where she's going ahead and use her ultimate and not full healed anyone. Yeah, can end up taking a little bit of damage on this first floor. This is where I found most of the problems were with the other team, which is really nice that this team kind of counteracts that. But here we go. This is what I said in the first floor where, you know, usually you'd have to move the card with a late to go ahead and still get her ultimate. We get the ultimate reduction, not super important, but the cleanse to remove the corrosion is going to save us a crazy amount of HP, and then we get her ultimate. Don't have to worry about the buff removal on this floor though, which is very, very sweet. You can kind of just keep cycling your ultimates, Elizabeth Elite, get your Maya ultimates, Freya ultimates into the mix, and then go ahead and kill. And then second floor is where we're going to see the counter actually comes up, which doesn't do in the first floor. I don't know, I feel like a lot of people should be able to finish the first floor, especially if you've gone ahead and done the part 2 summons for the 3rd anniversary. You could pick Valenti, the green Valenti, and then that team with the new king, the new festival king, the kind of patience resistant spawn team where it does take a little while to get done, but at least you can go ahead and get your clears. I'd probably recommend instead just going for the Skull and Hardy Demonic Beast battle instead, and probably even trying to build King Holy Relic would be a little bit better, because that'll help out with the tankiness, all that kind of stuff, and then you can survive the hits a little bit better. We tank right here, you can see late get the patience there, which is due to how I built the gear set. She has triple defense and whatnot, which I will go ahead and show off later, but full resistance rolls for a late, so it's going to help there. Holding onto the FREYJA single target card so we can remove the stance when this one comes up. One thing as well, it doesn't matter so much with this team because you have the immunity, but if you attack into the counter and you have 3 corrosion or 3 debuffs on you, you will end up getting stunned, so that one is very good there. And then don't really have to save the PS cards on this floor, so we can just go ahead and get rid of those nice and easily. And then just building up for a really strong turn where we can have him at 0 HP at the beginning of the turn, use our buff cancel, and then kind of just finish him off with an attack card. Still to prep for the second floor a little bit, I still feel like it is definitely the easiest out of all the floors. What do we end up going for here? Heal, merge those, yeah, get another Elizabeth ultimate. We've only got 2 turns on the Elate left, which is alright. And then, okay, just throwing out FREYJA cards. We'll be moving into the second phase on this next turn, I could imagine. Sunspot very handy. One thing as well, which is the main reason why I end up going so hard on the Mael banner, with Mael at 5 or 6 out of 6, the Sunspot debuff that he gives goes from a red debuff to a grey debuff. So you see from the actual card, the second final debuff he has there is red. That can go ahead and get cleansed, all that kind of stuff in some of the later phases. Whereas with the 5/6, you still get that damage reduction, which helps out because that final phase does a lot of damage. We go for that one there, and then I think it's actually a little bit overkill that I use the Mael single target card. I think I probably could have just gone with, the Elizabeth 2-star buff cancel, but as well, if you're thinking that's something that you wanted to go ahead and redo, maybe try out the turn again, you can of course just close the app before the end of your turn and then retry out that turn, so don't have to worry about that one. Late ultimate again, I'll probably just end up so yeah, we ran out. Use your late ultimate straight away. Elizabeth gets another ultimate. I could probably just go ahead and burn my ultimate, but I usually like to save my ultimate for when he gets his stance. You can get a lot of damage out, and then just kind of a safety thing. I don't know why I like holding it for that turn. If you really can as well, holding onto it just for when you straight up get into the final phase is a really good way to get a lot of damage done. I think that's what I end up doing in this run. I try to go ahead and get him below the 50% with just the ultimate, and then I end up doing a reset from memory, which we'll see when that one comes around. But yeah, other than that, pretty much same thing as the last phase. Only thing that would be different as well, whenever you use a stance cancel card, you will get a grey infect. So thing that took me super long to get used to, make sure to use your Elizabeth card before you go ahead and do any stance cancels, anything like that. I know you're used to using it at the end of the turn after you've used your My Ultimate, but you'll still get the ultimate gauge. You won't get any of the HP back, which you definitely want. Definitely want to live over having 2 more ultimate gauge, so we'll see if Mael starts getting some really good damage out. I don't know. I would really like the new... For some reason, I keep forgetting her name. The chick for the bird. The lolly chick. What's her name? She's got the Holy Relic now. Magelda. I really hope the Magelda has some kind of passive which makes her work in this content and makes it even easier. Because, man, the sooner I can start getting those floor 3 completions, the better and easier things are going to be. Because I'm still missing out on so many of the Holy Relics. I don't want to build any of the ones that are out at the moment just because the materials can be a little bit of a pain to grind. I kind of get my completions done for the week and then that's it. PS card here, I should have gone ahead and used the ultimate first before the PS card give me the extra ultimate gauge, but I don't think it really affects the battle whatsoever. In fact, lasts the 2 turns as well, so we'll have it for all of this turn. Then here we go, final floor. We'll see the reset very soon. Very important that we keep that buff cancel card as well. You'll see there the blue buff spawns in straight away. Want to get rid of that, that's going to hinder our defense or the damage we're going to be doing a lot. And then Mael, here's where I kind of want to start going for some other things, doing the bare minimum. So with this one, same thing, we have the 100% bar on the left. Pretty much the bar will remove or go down by 33% for each turn where he is below 50% HP. So if you don't get him below 50% HP as well, you'll get an insanely big attack buff. So you're really trying to put or output as much damage in this first turn and keeping him below that meter at all times. Once he hits 0, you can obviously go ahead and get the kill. Before that, he would just keep reviving. There's not much you can really do there. This one here, probably a little bit overkill again. I will end up having to do the 1 turn without the ultimate from Elite, but that's alright. Things don't always go perfectly as planned, but we'll go ahead and use her removal buff card here, and then that way when we use the Elizabeth ultimate next turn, we can get the heal from that, which is why I didn't use it in that first turn since everyone was full HP. We'll get the 2 ultimate gauge, we can use her ultimate, etc. So once again, not fully optimal, but the fact that the runs were both done back to back was really, really nice. If we could have a little bit more damage from FREYJA here, from the Abyss side as well would be nice, but well. So that one there, Elizabeth heal, Sunspot, and then FREYJA single target card's probably a little overkill. I probably could have gone buff cancel and then Sunspot and still gotten away with it, but yeah, really, really thinking at this point, I'm not the biggest fan of having to do resets and relog in each time. Yeah, the buff cancel would have definitely been a better play. That's alright though. Still missed the crit. Passive fully built gives her an extra 50% crit chance, I believe. Bro still can't get it done? God damn. God damn. I mean, the level 2 heal's nice and all for the amount of HP we'll get back, but we'll already remove all of the corrosion buffs with her ultimate, which is really, really nice. Or, what I'm guessing I was hinting at there was moving the 2 Elite cards together, get the Solidify. Oh no, I don't actually end up going for that play because obviously we need to keep them below the 50% HP, but that is also really good. I probably would have been able to patience a lot of these normal attacks, and then I would have been able to deal with the ultimate attack a lot easier. Yeah, double single target card. As well in the top left hand corner, he will build up one of the blue defense buffs each turn. So for the final turn, we're looking to dish out a lot of the damage. Probably having another one of the buff cancel cards, really, really important. The Elizabeth just works perfectly for this demonic beast battle. It's crazy how good she is. That with her holy relic, it's good being able to run her and Elite are definitely the weakest 2 characters on the team, but they have all of the utility that you need to kind of get this stuff done. And then here's where the painful part begins. Me struggling to deal enough damage to go ahead and kill this guy. This is where the artifact set would be perfect. I wouldn't even have to worry about the crit chance rolls on my L, but we'll go buff removal, or having a 6/6 my L. Probably would have been able to get the job done here. Go with this one here. I was completely fine with not being full HP to finish it, because it's like, hey, I'm not going to do the 3rd floor anyways, right? Crit chance rolls, cucking me. Bro, what is that? You can't even see his health bar. Oh, and then this turn we've got no damage cards. It's struggling, but I'm pretty much just going to go to the turn where we do have the damage cards. Sweet. So, ultimate, and then I'm guessing I'm able to kill with just those 2 final attack cards there, but there you go. Demonic Beast NIDHOGG with the Archangel team. I'm probably going to go right after this and try and get the 3rd floor done. That way I can kind of right after this show off the 3rd floor and then go over that one in a bit more detail, because definitely the hardest out of all the stages, definitely the most amount of passives and gimmicks that you kind of have to work around, but there we go. And I'm going to quickly jump over to the team and show you guys what I was rocking. I mean, unfortunately I'm not able to inspect them without fully going ahead and resetting, so why not? We'll just go ahead and do this. I can finish those first 2 floors again pretty easily, and then we can go ahead and grind everything up, but let's quickly check here. Everything looks alright. I'll quickly go ahead and change the Tarmiel gear to what I usually be using. So reason why I'm using the triple defense gear on the back Tarmiel here is to make sure that her HP is low enough so that she gets targeted. That's very, very important. And then the Elizabeth here, we're obviously going to move over to the HP defense set, but card set once again, because I don't have the Skull and Hardy one. Just the regular Demonic Beast battle set here, level 5 of course. Let's go ahead and inspect the Elite, because that's probably the more interesting part of the gear pieces. There's a couple defense pieces just because I got really high rolls, so I was like, why not? We can go ahead and keep those. This piece, yeah, primarily resistance rolls, which is what we want to be going for. Cosmetics not super built out. I did decide to do a couple of these just because we are trying to build it around defense. Ultimate is 6 out of 6, 1, 6, 5, 6, and 6, 6. And then yeah, typical. Everyone else's his rolls are as you'd expect: attack, defense, HP. And then this is the MyAL piece, which I was talking about. 13.5% crit. So we definitely could have finished him off a little bit easier. Probably worked out in the end because we finished with the full HP going into floor 3, but hey, that just about does it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If so, please leave a like and subscribe. Really means a lot to me, and I'll see you guys for some more Grand Cross content.